special guest of honour, Minister John Sidoti, New South Wales for Multiculturalism, Sport, Seniors and Veterans. What convinced you to come and visit Liverpool College School?
Look, before I start, can I say, you're one of the first to pronounce my name correctly. So, well done. Look, I wanted to come out here because I understand how important learning a second language is. And particularly when you've got a close family unit, and you've got grandparents and parents, that it's their first language. So it's important that you encourage language and give it the importance and the value it deserves. So that's why I came out here today.
Do you see a growth in the interest and participation in the community language schools?
Good question. Most definitely. When you think that New South Wales is made up of people that come from some 300 different ancestries, indeed, it's very, very important. We live in one of the most multiculturally diverse countries in the world, and so it's important that we reach out and we learn and we can communicate and live in harmony and peace together, and certainly I think community languages is going to play a huge role in that space.
I certainly agree. Do you speak any language other than English?
I do. I speak Italian. It might be a little bit embarrassing because I didn't learn Italian at your age, so but I had really very limited formal training, but I learned in-house with the help of my grandparents, and probably not so much more my parents. My parents they worked all the time to sort of get ahead, and so often the grandparents, the time they spent with their grandchildren, you had to learn, otherwise you wouldn't be able to communicate. And so I do, and I have a keen interest, being brought up with many different people of different nationalities, Greek, Croatian. I went to a school in Ashfield where the Polish club used to be, and we all got on really well. We got on really well. So it's important you learn and reach out and learn different words in different languages.
What benefits do you see in speaking another language?
I think it's important just for life. I think it's going to create some really good economic opportunities for you, commercial opportunities, employment opportunities, which I think is really important. And I think it'll just give you a good standing in life. You have to know where you come from, where your ancestry is from, and it's important never to lose that tradition and those cultures and those customs. So I think that's really, really important. And I think by and large in Australia we do that quite well. We do that quite well. We don't say when you come to Australia, forget about where you've come from or your traditions and customs. In fact, when you take citizenship in Australia, that's one of the first things we say, that we want you to practice those freely. And that takes place. So it's important we value and cherish those traditions and customs from various groups.
What motivates you to do your job?
Wow, good question. You got me. I've got diverse portfolios from seniors to veterans right through to sport and multiculturalism. I guess what keeps me going is when you see the value that people place in you and you can actually help them. So for instance, I know if I could make some sort of contribution to purchasing of books or something to do that will make your life easier, to me that's a big reward. It's important. In the sport portfolio, when I can make a contribution financially to upgrade sporting facilities, they're things that change people's lives, particularly in the multicultural space. So can you imagine if you just come from another country to Australia, you don't speak the language, it takes a long time. Often it's the arts, the culture, sport that unites people. So if you've got that uniting you, that changes you. And that's important, particularly when you're in a new country.
What is your favourite sport?
Oh wow, you got me now. We're lucky in Australia. We're blessed having so many different sports, and I've played so many. Growing up, I played tennis. That was probably my number one sport I played the most of. I played cricket as well. I did athletics. I did swimming. I played soccer when I was your age, and I played rugby league towards the end of school in year 11 and 12. But the last 20 years I've been playing golf. I'm not fantastic. I'm doing my best, but it's one of those sports you need a lot of time for, and time's pretty precious at the moment. But I think I encourage everyone to get out there and play sport, and that's why our government has had a particular focus on participation, and we've got what's called, Mum and Dad might know this, the Active Kids Rebate it's called, and what that does is to help Mum and Dad financially, is for when you play sport from kindergarten to year 12, we basically give you a $100 voucher that goes towards your registration or your shoes or your equipment, just to make it a little bit easier. And we've now extended that to $100 vouchers, because a lot of children play sport winter and summer. And because what we want to do is encourage children to get active, to keep fit, and to get out there and participate and enjoy life. And often, you know, particularly when you've got sisters and brothers and everyone's playing sport and you've got to buy clothes and jerseys, it's quite expensive. And so it's our little way of saying we want you to be active, and it's our acknowledgement that, you know, cost of living pressures, that, you know, the government has a role to play there as well.
Thank you for showing interest in our school. We feel very privileged that you took the time on Saturday to visit us.
Isabella, my pleasure, and we'll do it again.